Alrighty then. This is actually gonna be the final part of this series. Expect like 2 parts for my Naruto series, cause I'm trying to make them quick to do another Naruto series. So yeah. But let's be honest here. There's a specific thing I noticed like a while ago, like at least like a month or two ago, possibly 3, about like the world of Naruto. And it's about Hagoromo. If you like, and Neji as well. So the world of Naruto, there are 2 things that are actually based off of gods, and they happen to be Chinese gods, and they come from the same god, or semi-god to be exact. Both are from, well, not semi-god, well, one's a demigod and one's a semi-god, which is Buddha and Sun Wukong. First of all, Hagoromo. Hagoromo is the representation of Buddha, with the whole lotus, the cultivation techniques, and stuff like that. And then there's Neji, more preferably the seal on Neji's head. It's the same exact seal that Sun Wukong had, but instead of it being a mark on his head, it was actually a bracelet, a ring, a head bracelet. So, yeah. But anyways, one thing I actually wanted to do with this very series, I wanted to do something very special with this series. With this series, something came in mind to me. I was like, hey, why not make there be, I don't know, possibly a monkey contract. A monkey contract, basically kind of like for Sun Wukong. So, yeah. But then again, Naruto's representation of Sun Wukong was kind of ass. And I'm be honest with y'all, you guys can give me, can you guys give me like, what ifs to do that involve, Tower God? I haven't watched the anime, but I read the manga. The reason I haven't watched the anime, well, at least season 2, is because the animation is ass. Alright, let's be honest here. The animation is ass. So, I'm gonna just stick to the manga. Even if the manga's not coming back yet, such is life. I'll just wait, alright? But, anyways, last I left off, he just went to, the castle. He just finished his Susanoo, right? No, not Susanoo. His chakra cloak, yes. His KCM chakra cloak and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, I like to make the last part, like, extremely easy to slide through. As you guys saw with the final part of What If Deku Was a God. I made it funny, alright? I made it funny, I made it entertaining, it was fun. So, yeah, of course I'm gonna make it funny as well. Deku's gonna be using Madara and Obito as ragdolls anyways. But anyways, let's skip to his practice on how he's gonna do that. Well, first of all, Naruto still remembers everyone, and his eyes currently, well, Naruto doesn't have the 9 tails to actually allow him to turn on and turn off his eyes. So Naruto's eyes in this current moment in time are still his Rena Sharingan. So yeah, and the boost on his thing is no longer 10,000. It is now actually he got the 10,000 boost from this. So we're going to add 2 more zeros to it, which means his boost is now 1 million. So, with that also comes the amount of chakra usage. He has to use 10 million more times the chakra usage, which means his chakra has to be bigger. Now, I was actually thinking, your boy, he was listening to What Ifs today. Your boy was thinking, about this new Deku What If, and it's, what if Deku fought back? So let me explain. It's not really that special. And actually, with this, I actually got it from, wouldn't you happen to know it? Wrestling! More preferably the WWE wrestler, Roman Reigns. Because, alright, it is said that Roman Reigns, as the fight goes on, he gets stronger and stronger as, well, the fight progresses. So, I was planning to do that with Deku. with each punch, well, basically it works like this. Deku punches somebody one time, it's just a regular punch, but the second time he punches it, it becomes 2 times stronger. And 2 times stronger the next punch, and the next after that, and after that, and after that, and after that. But there's a drawback to that. His endurance is weak. So he'll have to train up his endurance more than his fighting abilities. And I'm not going to make that a quirk of his. I'm going to make that, well, he's just sheer willpower, because that's Roman Reigns', right? It's his willpower. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get on to how Deku was training. Deku, Sun was exhausting his mana like crazy. No, not mana. Oops, my bad. His cultivation like crazy. He was exhausted. No, not cultivation either. I'm sorry. I apologize. He's been exhausting his chakra a lot. And to make the process quicker for him, he used shadow clones. So every time his mana got exhausted, he used shadow clones, but he also charged up his chakra real quick. So Izuku, he coped with that easily. He made a mechanism, an easy mechanism. So Deku, like I said, he has many jutsus. Quite honestly, Deku, he's what you'd call the thief of the sand. He's also the god of the sand. Not only that, but he's the thief of the sand. Cause this nigga went around every, he went to the village hidden in the skies. He learned their monk techniques and stuff like that, and their lightning techniques as well. But he also destroyed how the chakra works, more of how you use it. And that means the whole thing with the hand signs and stuff like that, he completely broke it. He destroyed it. Like, it doesn't work for him. You have to use hand signs just to make a jutsu. No. Deku, he messed it up. He oofed it. He destroyed it. He made it mess up. So, yeah, cause Deku, no, not Deku, Naruto, he's way too smart for this. He had big brains. He had big brains. I mean, shit, he learned from Itachi Uchiha. Like, damn, got them big brains. Not only that, Itachi would take some of the Uchiha secret techniques and stuff like that and teach them to Naruto, but Naruto wasn't really good at them until now. So great fireball jutsu and stuff like that. And yeah, so Deku, the whole thief and stuff like that, he also went to the Hidden Leaf and, well, took the Scroll of Sealing, and he learned their techniques. Now Naruto, he's too strong, alright, for this specific move. See, the attack of the first Hokage, or Hashirama, the whole 1,000 hands ghetto statue, I think that's the name, but I know it's the 1,000 hand statue thing. I don't know about the ghetto statue thing, but still, the whole like Buddha's palms thing. So Naruto, he mastered it, but he wanted to try his things with his Susanoo. And wouldn't you know it, Naruto, he can't do that, because it'd make too much of a ruckus. Especially with the whole 1,000 hands technique. Since the 1,000 hands technique would be more than 10,000 times the normal one, which is even more dangerous. Like I said, Naruto, his Susanoo is a little too broken, alright? And the ship for this is, of course, Tamari, like I said. So, yeah. So, Naruto, he's the space-time jutsu. Hey, yo, there's a fly in my house. Where that nigga at? I'm gonna catch that nigga one of these days. But anyways. Buzzing motherfucker. I'll beat your ass. But anyways. Yeah, so, Zoom, nigga. Why you making so much ruckus? Like, bro, there's not even mad niggas on the streets. Chill. Who he trying to run over? Yo, who his girl cheating with? Oh, nah, that's crazy. Who his wife having an affair with? Yo, who called him in the middle of the night saying, oh, shit, I'm gonna need you to come to my country real quick? Who said that? Oh nah, cause son is bolting down the street. Like, damn. But anyways, yeah, like I said, he made a space-time jutsu. At first, it wasn't that big. It was really small, actually. It was tiny. It was tiny. It was just the size of Naruto. It was just the size of Naruto, like the height of Naruto, and many more. So Naruto, he had to level up his chakra and his techniques. So there's a saying: it doesn't matter how much moves that you know; it matters how much times you practice one specific move. So that does not apply to Naruto. I mean, we all noticed that. Like, that never applied to Naruto. Like, not at all. It does not matter. Because for Naruto, once he sees something, he masters it. So, imagine having shadow clones master the techniques while you master a completely different technique. Naruto, he coped with it real good. Naruto, like I said, he can make normal Naruto, like in the anime, he can make hundreds of shadow clones. But now with his upgrade, he can make millions and billions of shadow clones. So he used that space-time jutsu a lot, actually. He had shadow clones try that space-time jutsu while there was 2 shadow clones charging up chakra, so that's how he got it bigger and bigger. So as it got bigger and bigger, Naruto would make more shadow clones to use the space-time jutsu and charge up chakra. Until then, Naruto, he mastered the space-time jutsu. As a matter of fact, the space-time jutsu actually expands the space around him even bigger. But there's a barrier limit. So Naruto, the barrier around Naruto is actually 50 kilometers, but to Naruto, it's not 50 kilometers of space, it's actually a wide range of space. It's at least, I'd say around 25,000 kilometers. So Naruto has enough space to practice, but he feels like he needs to practice. He needs to have more space, so he keeps shadow clones. He actually has 1,000,000 shadow clones, completely practicing the space-time jutsu and the barrier to make it bigger and bigger, while he has millions of shadow clones. He has exactly 50 billion, 25 billion on the barrier and 25 billion on the space-time jutsu. And there's then another 25 billion that's working on time, and 25 that's working on space. He's mastering the elements separately and then mastering them together. Alright? And then we have Naruto, who is... Hold on. Yeah, that's working. You see, your boy likes to make a whole lot of calculations while making the video. Like, I may say I plan these shits, I plan more stuff while I'm making the video. Why? Because I want you guys to be happy with the what-ifs I make. And plus, I want you to feel entertained. That's what I'm here for. I'm the clown in the circus. No, I'm the whole circus. Yeah, I'm the whole circus. No. I'm the whole organization of circuses. Yes. You don't go to the circus. I bring it to you. So, yeah. Yeah, Naruto does that, and he has multiple shadow clones that are practicing different elements, different jutsus, like fireball jutsu and stuff like that, water jutsu. So basically, the ones that are working with fire jutsus or water jutsus are basically practicing them on each other to make them hotter or, well, more moist and stuff like that. The earth jutsu users are going against the wind jutsu users for the wind force to be stronger and the, well, earth to be, well, tougher. Hold on. So yeah, that's basically how it's working. So Naruto has that going on, as he has like many other jutsus working on many other different elements and stuff like that. But Naruto, he's specifically working on the Thousand Hands technique by himself with his Susanoo. And he has Susanoo clones working on different techniques as well. And he has Susanoo clones mastering the space-time jutsu, so Madara is completely getting clapped. So, yeah. So, by the time, like, to Naruto, just one day outside is actually a few million years. That's how fast he's working with the space-time jutsu. The space-time jutsu, like, he's mastered it, like, real quick. Like, it's a few billion years inside the space-time jutsu. Yeah, I changed it from million to billion. Yeah, that's how it's working. So, yeah. So Naruto has billion years of practice, and he has Susanoo's working on sword styles, his Shadow Clones working on sword styles, many fighting skills and stuff like that. Some even practicing the monk techniques and stuff like that, mastering them. So Naruto, like I said, he's doing it for 5 months. He's training for 5 months. So let's see how it's working. So by the time Naruto's done, like Naruto, he limited the time now. So Naruto, he's mastered the time to the point where it's at least 25 trillion years in one day. In one day, yes. In one day. So let me do the calculations. You'll hear quiet. Yes, let's enjoy the silence for now. Alright then. So it is exactly. That's a lot. That's a lot. It is a lot. That is a lot. Hold on. Let me do some more calculations. Calculations are a lot. So Naruto has spent exactly hear me out here. 3,800,000,000,000,000 years. Alright, for Naruto, that's how long it's been. Alright, for him training. And Naruto, he's going without rest. He's going without rest. As a matter of fact, he has some mental jutsus with his clones. Like, it's like his clones are connected. So he has clones that are sleeping, like legitimately sleeping. And the clones that are sleeping are basically working together. As like I said, Naruto is a master of taijutsu. So Naruto, he has clones working on the 8 gates as well. This man's Naruto is a little bit too broken, because, see, Naruto, he robbed Orochimaru. Yeah, like I said, he's the thief of the stand. This man's literally went to the village in the Sound Village, beat the shit out of Orochimaru, stole that from that, like, looked at that, like, while that nigga Orochimaru was knocked the fuck out, he legit he copied, like, everything that he had. He had clones copying it. This man went back, he looked at all, because Orochimaru has all the jutsus, and he saw the reanimation jutsu. And it's like, this is, like, while they're preparing for the war, and Sasuke is still with him, like, when they were about to, like, use the reanimation jutsu on the Hokages. So Naruto, he's thinking, let's modify that, but with shadow clones. So Naruto, over those years, he's gotten all of his information from Orochimaru. He's gotten knowledge and stuff like that, and a lot of things. So, and when he reached at least 100 trillion years, he got it. He got it. He perfected it, and he did it. He did it. He did it. And he didn't need that much shadow clones, and like Naruto, you may be wondering how much weights are exactly on him. Naruto, he's a little too strong, so he has to restrict himself. He doesn't have infinite chakra or stuff like that. His chakra reserves are actually in the, let's see. So it's exactly in this number. this one right here. This one. The one that has 2003 zeros. And had 2004 zeros to be exact. No, 2003 zeros. 2103 zeros. Yes. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's how it is. So yeah. That's how big his chakra reserves are. And Naruto, he's constantly experimenting with his chakra and seeing things that he can do. Like, this man's Naruto has so much time on his hand that he legitimately he found a way to not only create things with his chakra, but strengthen the chakra itself. This man's Deku has so much time on his hands that he's taking chakra strands out the air. He infused so much chakra in his eyes that he went blind one time. Like, Naruto, he experiments with his own body. He infused chakra into his body. No, into his eyes at least 5 billion times in those years. And Naruto has constantly went blind due to the amount of chakra being infused with his eyes. So he has to continuously strengthen his eyes. As Naruto, he strengthened his eyes to the point where he could see chakra flow. Not just the color blue for the chakra or anything like that, like color blue, red, pink, and stuff like that. No. This man, Deku, not only sees the color, but the element that's infused into it. Not only that, he can sense the chakra around people. Like the chakra, like just looking at somebody, he can see, oh shit, they have metal, sand, like, damn. So this man's Naruto, not Deku. I noticed I said Deku a lot. I'm sorry. If you hear Deku, it's Naruto. So please don't come at me in the comments. So yeah, so Deku, he's basically watching this unfolding. He's like, damn. Cause basically he's been doing that. And he has his shadow clone. And now his shadow clones have like a bigger boost with the chakra. Cause now they're having a better understanding with the chakra. Like, this man's Naruto has a whole shrine dedicated to not only chakra, but chi in the air. And this man's Deku, while studying the chi itself, he found ki. And whilst he made a shrine for ki as well, where they legitimately get a better connection with ki, chakra, chi. And this man's Deku. And then while he was studying ki itself, he found QI. Which Deku, he's like, well, damn. So Deku, he legitimately gets such a great connection with it. Because this man's Deku, he might as well be the oldest man on Earth. He's older than Madara now. So when Deku finally hits 500 trillion years, he can legitimately touch ki, chi, QI, and chakra with his bare hands. As you all know, Naruto, he's thinking of a way to cope with it. Naruto, first, he bundles them up together. As he tries refining it. He tries refining it a lot. He tries to refine it. Now, Naruto, we're gonna skip to that from that whole quintillion years now. It's no longer quintillion years in the time thing. Naruto, he decided to start again. But this time, like, the range is much bigger, so he can have more shadow clones. He doesn't only have millions of shadow clones now. No, he has quadrillions. Quadrillions is smaller than quintillions, if you didn't know. So Deku, he's making such great progress real quick, as a matter of fact, that he's actually putting a lot of chakra, like, he spends time putting a lot of chakra in his Susanoo, making the Susanoo much bigger, and he's able to infuse things around the chakra, so which makes it able to get armor and have, like, many things and do jutsus. So Naruto, he's thinking, okay, then maybe I should pump some chakra on, not inside of them, but on my blood vessel, on my veins. So on the outer layers of his veins, he puts chakra inside of it. He's infusing chakra. Now, doing so actually hurts not only his meridians, but his veins himself, and which causes him to cough out massive amount of blood. So Naruto, he's bedridden for actually billions of years. just continuously doing the same thing while spitting out blood, while he has clones around him using healing jutsus, and continuously open up his meridians when it happens. Because when it happens, his meridians, they close up more, like they get clogged, twisted, and chakra can't pass through them with the other elements. So basically, Naruto, he continuously does that, and he finally does it. Then he says, let's do bone structure. Bone structure is actually less, because he doesn't have to spit blood anymore, but his bones get broken a lot, as basically healing jutsus are applied, which actually strengthen his healing jutsus, since, well, there's not a lot of people who gets hurt that he comes across. So yeah. And Tamari and friends are wondering where Naruto is, so Tamari, Gaara, Kankuro, and yeah, so they go to look for Naruto one time. They go to look for Naruto, and they find him. They find Naruto. Well, they think they find Naruto, but they actually see a clone. As immediately they go to touch Naruto, like, take in mind, they are 1,000 kilometers away from Naruto at this current moment. They just see a person, as Gaara used that Sendai thing to see it's Naruto. But when they try to get close within that 1,000 kilometer barrier, they can't. As a clone senses this and goes outside and explains the situation, how that he's training in there, as they understand as they go back, as Tamari's wondering if he's okay, or as he says yes, as she says alright. So, but Gaara says, wait, if you're using a space-time jutsu, how long has it been for Naruto? Hold on. So, yeah, so Naruto, he does that. Now, with that, Naruto, yeah, so she gets the thing. She usually comes by, like, every time she's finished with a mission, she usually comes. Now we skip to the time when the friends from the Leaf Village go to, well, talk to Naruto. Well, the whole Orochimaru thing, it's not currently, like, the time of, like, the thing. He just wants to do reanimation, to reanimate certain people that he wants to. Well, not really people, he just wants to reanimate, like, dead creatures to experiment on to see if it works. Most preferably the boar or the pig. So, yeah. So, Leaf Village incident, them niggas go to visit the village, as, well, they get a tour, as they notice that there is this entrance that nobody wants them to go to, because they made a separate space for Naruto's training, and it's actually at the beginning of that barrier. As Sakura says, why can't we go in there? As basically, like, come on, Sasuke's not with them. So it's Sai, Kakashi, Sakura, and Yamato. And, who should I... No. Yeah, so yeah, Kinato's with them, and so is Kushin. So, yeah, so they asked what happened, because, like, those two have gotten cocky over the years and stuff like that. But Kushin's a different case. Kushi, she's not as cocky. She remembers her older brother, and she always cared for Naruto. Because when she was born, she had this connection with Naruto. It was like, she felt like always grasping onto Naruto. She was always seen grasping onto Naruto, which Kushina and Minato didn't like. They thought that Naruto was corrupting her brain, or spoiling her, or stuff like that, or trying to harm her in any way, or manipulating her. Which they really hated Naruto for as well, not knowing why they started to hate him, but they just did. So she felt this grasp towards Naruto. So she really cared for Naruto. She deeply cared, and when Naruto left, she was actually really sad. And ever since then, she's actually had a blank expression. So, yeah. So, the person giving them the tour is Kankuro, and Kankuro explains that, well, that's actually a training ground for somebody special, and there's a barrier around it, so we can't really go inside. As Kinato, being cocky, says, oh yeah, well then I'm gonna break the barrier, thinking he the shit. Now, Kinato, he goes to the barrier, and he continuously punches it while infusing chakra into his hands, thinking he the shit, like, bro. And Naruto's clones actually watch Hinata use that lion tiger fist, I think, that beast fist, that lion's fist, right? The lion's fist, right? So the lion's palm, I think, yeah. And because I'm not good with jutsus in Naruto, as basically it's not working, because Kinato, he infused it with Nine Tails chakra. Like I said, Kinato, he got the negative. He got the negative half of Kurama. So, yeah, so he proceeds to, hit the barrier. But nothing's happening. There's no shaking in the barrier or stuff like that. Kankuro says, stop before you get yourself killed. Because the person inside there does not play games. That man is out for blood. As basically, you skip inside Naruto. Naruto, he's finished with his training. Well, his body experiment training. Naruto, his body is like supercharged. His bones, let me tell you how it is. His bones are as hard as diamonds. Quite honestly, he used earth chakra to legitimately grow diamond crystals on his body, making it smooth diamond, not rough diamond to hurt his skin. As basically, in between those diamonds, there seeps lava. So, yeah, and his blood vessels are sheathed with actually bedrock and obsidian. And then there is his blood vessels. His blood vessels are actually as fast as water. His blood goes through his body as fast as water. And his heart is like an engine. It's beating fast. Like his normal beating is actually quite fast. It's 2 times the normal breathing habit and stuff like that. And his lungs, he used space in his lungs to make it so that his lungs has a lot of space, so he can hold his breath for a long time. So, yeah. Naruto, when he's just fooling around, he can go for at least, when Naruto, he's fooling around, he can go for at least a few million years. But when he's actually going serious, Naruto can go until the end of time. So what Naruto does, he actually trains his jutsus. He's actually serious when he's training. So he goes and does not breathe at all when he's training, which makes it even harder to do the jutsu since you have to breathe for most of them. So, yeah. And then there's his skin is basically normal. It's still normal and stuff like that. But now he can, infuse his skin with elements like fire and stuff like that. So, yeah. So Naruto, he actually learned how to give his, Susanoo a chakra cloak. The Susanoo's chakra cloak is actually black. It's black. It's kind of like Naruto's chakra cloak, but it's black and green. So, yeah. But that's only for when Naruto feels like, oh shit, you know what? Let me do it. So, yeah. So, Naruto, like I said, the time inside of it is actually upgraded now. So, let's see how much. So, exactly 1 day now inside. Take in mind, this is happening 2 months into Naruto's training. 2 months. 2 months. Naruto, his training will take exactly 152 days. Alright? 152. Yes, 152. 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30. Alright? I have big brains. Your boy worked differently. So, yeah. And each time, just 1 day. Alright? 1 day is exactly, the bottom one. Yes, this one. The one at the very bottom right here on this side. The one with 102 zeros. That's how many days it is. As Naruto, he's just exploring the vast regions of his body. Just using, he's continuously doing it, continuously. And he has the reanimated shadow clones spamming the 8 gates. Because you can't die once you're reanimated. See, this is why niggas never reanimated Guy. Because they know, once you reanimate him, he's spamming that 8 gates like there's no tomorrow. He's beating niggas' asses with 8 gates. Forget 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, all the way to 8. I'm beating your shit. Real quick. Easy dodge. Easy beat. Bro. It's easy like that. So yeah, they're just spamming 8 gates. As Deku, he pushes far beyond 8 gates. This man, Deku, he pushes far beyond 8 gates. First, he infused 8 gates with chakra, which then is now 18 gates. So he has a lot of them practicing the 18 gates. Then he infused it with chi, and it is no longer the 18 gates. No. What's 18 times 2? I'll give you a minute. I want you to do some mental math, because that's what I'm doing in this video. Unless it's the big numbers, yeah, I'm not doing no mental math. Okay, you're done thinking? It's 32, alright? Yeah. So, no, 36, my bad. I'm Ed. It's 36, sorry. So, it's now 36 gates. Now, the 36 gates, that's where actually Naruto's gonna stop. For now. Why? Because the 32 gates, since it's his shadow clones, the shadow clones are kind of like one unit. So they feel the damage that one feels now. So Naruto, when one died from using the 36th gate, everybody else died as well. So Naruto, he made them practice physical endurance training, because he never did that. So basically things like push-ups, runs, sit-ups, because now the space around them is kind of like infinity. So they have plenty of space to run around and stuff like that. And he has Susanos running around with them, because shit, as he has gravity magic on them, so they don't really need weights unless they want to use weights. And Naruto says, hey, the bigger the better. So he puts weights on them and stuff like that. They have the leg weights, the chest weights, back weights, stuff like that. As basically the lifting weights as well, the pulling weights, and many more. So they're just training like that. Training. So yeah, like this is only one day, and that's just when Kinato and friends decided to come. The Hidden Leaf friends. As Kankuro says, stop now, guys. As they said, why? As immediately, when Kinato goes to do one more attack, this is when Naruto actually got annoyed, and he was like, you know what, just punch him and knock him out. As basically one of his shadow clones reeled their hand back and sent a punch. And when Kinato got front, he just saw a fist and then black. As Naruto's clone says, hey Kankuro, can you, put him somewhere to rest, as he'll probably be out for at least a few days. As Kankuro says, yeah, sure. As he picks up Kinato and he says, alrighty then, let's continue the tour. As Sakura, Sai, and Kushi are confused. They don't know what happened. They're wondering who that person is. Because they think Kankuro would say the name of the person. No, Kankuro never said the name of the person. And the reason is Naruto. Naruto actually asked Kankuro if he could put a seal on him, his brother and his sister, that if there's anyone from the Hidden Leaf Village, that anytime he's about to say their name, it stops. As all three of them agreed, and he put the seal on them. He created the seal himself. Now, this was actually when this is actually when, the third time they went to visit him together. Alright, because, this is the third time they went to visit him together. So, let me tell you, Gaara, he came to visit, every 2 weeks. He came to visit every 2 weeks. Kankuro, every 3 weeks, and Tamari, she went to visit every 3 days. So it all worked out. So Naruto put the seal on them, it worked and stuff like that. So because Naruto, he tried it on himself too, because he counts as a member of the Leaf Village when he puts on the headband. Because he actually made a replica of the headband with the same aura of the Hidden Leaf and stuff like that. So yeah. So Naruto, he does that, and he's basically fucking with him. So that happens. Yeah. So Naruto's just training. So we skip to nighttime of that day where Tamari is sneaking out, but Kakashi and Kushi find them. Cause Sai and Kinato is not, so he's not waking up anytime soon. And Sai is asleep, and Kakashi is just scouting the area with Yamato. As basically they follow her as they see she's holding food, as she basically puts it in front of the entrance of that specific area, as they see hands come out and grab it, as she basically puts her face in, because they just think that she's gone now, as she basically gets a kiss as she walks out, and basically there's hearts floating over her head, and she leaves. So the two that were following behind immediately ran back and thought that, oh shit, they could probably get caught like this. So yeah. So Naruto, he fully knew that they were around. As Naruto, he got out. As Naruto, like that, this is a clone, not actual Naruto, but a clone. Because actual Naruto don't have time for that. He big body experimenting. He big body experimenting. As you know, he goes to Kakashi and karate chops Kakashi and Yamato, putting them to sleep and bringing them to the room, putting them next to side to sleep, not like on the same bed, but like next to them. So yeah. So that happens, and the third, like, they stay there for a month, and basically they've been trying to find out who that mysterious person is, but they never happen. And anytime Kakashi and Yamato try to get close, they get knocked the hell out. So yeah. So we skip to like when it's 3 months and a half, and Naruto's thinking, alrighty then, time for hyper overdrive. As Naruto, he's been saving this up for a long time, like a long time. So I'm gonna give Naruto a new eye. Hold on. As Naruto, he opens his eyes, and his eyes now look like this. As Naruto, he proceeds to say, Eyes of Infinity, Stage 1. As basically the productive rate of basically, like, the efficiency goes up. The efficiency is now at least 100 quadrillion. And the amount of chakra he takes in is now 100 trillion. But not only that, he's using QI to manipulate reality, to make it so that the density of the chakra around him is infinite, so it doesn't change anything on the outside world. Instead, Naruto says, as he infuses more chakra into his eyes, actually, he infuses a lot more chakra into his eyes. Because Naruto, he spent not trillion or quadrillion. No, Naruto has spent more than that. Like the time in the Naruto, he decided to speed up, to stop time as well. Like he made it so that, like, when the first time he only activated this eye like 3 times. The second time, this man made the efficiency so well that he permanently stopped time. He stopped time, or made time infinites of times faster. He made time infinites of times faster. So for Naruto, it's infinites of years just training for those 5 months. As Naruto, he then says Infinity Eyes Stage 2 as his eyes open up, and it looks like this. As the chakra inside Naruto's eyes, it spikes up. Like the chakra in Naruto's body, it spikes up. But then, like the chakra, everything around him spikes up. Now, his efficiency, both his efficiency and his progress multiplier is now not quadrillion anymore. Looky here. I'm about to give you numbers. It is now this one. Damn it. This one. The one with 500 zeros. Yes, that one. That's the multiplier now. And he has a stage 3, and the multiplier is Manillion, the one at the bottom. Like the complete bottom, alright? hold on. As then, this is stage 3. As it spikes up again to a manillion, as that's the efficiency and both the progress time multiplier. As then Naruto, he gets into a meditation position of basically how you meditate ki and chi. As then Naruto, he basically has his hands in a praying position like you do with monks. As then he infuses himself with chakra, ki, chi, qi, and ki and chakra as he's infusing into himself at high speeds at that. As actually Naruto, he grows actually 8 more, no, not 8, 16, no, not 16, 100 hands behind him. Yes, 100. As the hands start taking the chakras, the keys, the cheese, like the different elements of each for the 4 categories, and stranding them together into braids, twisting them, compressing them, letting it flow easily into into Naruto's body without him having to cough up blood doing this. As Naruto, then, since he's mastered almost every monk technique, he created a technique of his own, but he never tested it out. As basically, the top of his forehead starts to glow gold, a really golden color. As you guessed it, he's gonna have a 3rd eye. As that eye, it's he can turn it on or off. So yeah, well, not really turn it on or off, or more like make it visible to everybody else around him. As Naruto, he increases the mana. He's putting a lot of mana, not only in the skin on his forehead, but his brain as well, and his eyes, hurting his eyes even more, which hence the white color you see on this picture now, it used to be black, as then it turns white to show mastery. And in the middle right here, in that very middle spot, it's white, but it has a star in it. Alright, let me show you the middle. It actually starts looking like this. That's what Naruto did. He actually infused another dojutsu into another, as he fused it into this. But the color is not blue, it's actually purple, like this. As you see the whole flower pattern behind the star, it's right here, but it still has like the spiky pattern and brokenness inside here in the middle. As then, each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 points, they don't look like that. Let me show you what they look like. I hope you enjoy how I'm making this turn out. It has this in it, alright? It has this in it. So it does that. As then Naruto, the tomoes you see in that eye, because I don't have the pictures next to each other, so the tomoes you see here, the 6 tomoes, they have a yin-yang symbol inside of it. Like, it's not a yin-yang, but like, imagine a circle in those tomoes, and you will see and imagine a yin-yang symbol. As then Naruto, he does that. As he proceeds to legitimately, forcefully put chakra into his mind, forcefully. Actually, at this point, Naruto, he's bleeding from the eyes here. His eyes are bleeding. His eyes are bleeding golden now. And then it goes from golden to white, then from white to many different colors until it reaches black, until he's bleeding black itself. His blood is now black, and he's going through immense pain doing this, because he's never done this before. And Hagoromo, who is currently meditating right now, senses this immense power above his own, as he's wondering who could hold such a power. As he looks for himself, but he can only get a glimpse of the person, because he's not strong enough to see that person unless they actually die down their abilities or suppress it. As he only gets a glimpse of the knowledge of the person, he just sees Naruto. He just says, what? The reincarnation of Indra? Impossible. How can this be? How is he so strong? As he says, no, never mind. As he smiles and says, my second son, Indra, You have grown to be a strong young man, and I'm proud of that. Your father loves you. As he smiles and continues to meditate, but this time he feels inspired by his son, who is always weaker than him, and his brother, to actually push himself to the limits as he proceeds to do that as well. As in his space, he's proceeding to get himself stronger and stronger, just like Naruto. He doesn't know how Naruto is doing it, he just proceeds to do it, as he actually gets an idea from Naruto, as Naruto, it's not really Naruto speaking, but the Indra side of him. As Indra just says, use shadow clones to multiply yourself and make it 10 times more efficient, or billions or trillions of times. So Hagoromo, he does that with shadow clones, and see, it's more efficient and faster, and he has more of a multiplier. As yeah, that's how it works. So then Hagoromo's getting stronger, and stronger, but Naruto, he's going at a faster rate, to the point where Naruto, his eyes are no longer this, like his eyes no longer look like this. They have the same pattern and stuff like that, but something changed. The purple colors you saw on those points is no longer purple, but actually turned to blue. And the one in the middle that was blue is now purple. As basically the colors, they are not, the red color, it changes to yellow. As the white color of the tomoes turn to black. As the white colors you see here, they're now rainbow colored, or they're switching from every color. As the yin yang actually changes as well. The white, it's more vibrant. It's not white anymore, it's kind of like the light element. So basically, and the darkness is kind of like a shadow, as Naruto is basically infusing every element and stuff like that into his eyes in many different ways. As then this eye finally appears after Naruto's basically done that hard, hellish training for at least a few quintillion years. Like, it's been exactly 500 quintillion years for Naruto, as that's when this eye finally makes an appearance. Not the eye itself, but the slit makes an appearance. As it makes an appearance, as then Naruto feels the spike of energy. He's getting stronger, to the point where Naruto, he's finally mastered it. But Naruto, he says, no, there is no such thing as mastery over one. As Naruto, he infuses more chakra than he ever has into his body, as then his body, it breaks. His bones are shattering, his blood vessels are popping, his veins, they're getting smaller, as then shadow clones come rushing to Naruto. Not just a few, like 10, no! Almost every shadow clone is making a shadow clone, and then going to Naruto, using the techniques, healing him, bringing his acupunctures back to life, untwisting his acupunctures, his veins, and many more, as they're helping him, as there are some that even tried to do the same technique, and they succeeded. There's exactly 100 of them doing the same technique, as then there are even some with Susanos that try to do the technique to make it more easier for Naruto, as they're not doing any progress unless Naruto actually does it with the Susanoo, as then his third eye, the third eye, it lights up in a flame. It's not hurting the third eye. Like the eye, it's not hurting him. Like the eye closed back up when Naruto started infusing chakra into it. As there's also his brain. There's an aura surrounding his brain, a rainbow aura surrounding his brain due to the amount of chakra he's putting in his brain and stuff like that. And there's an aura flowing around Naruto, a rainbow aura. As basically Tamari, this is about like nighttime when Tamari comes to give Naruto food, as Naruto says no. Today, right now is not a good time. Naruto can't eat at the moment. As Tamari says, what? Why? As he says, is he in danger? No. He says, no. He's using a new technique that he actually created himself. And it's actually really dangerous if he gets distracted. As he says, oh, okay. As she goes, and basically she wakes up Gaara and Kankuro, and they said, what, is something wrong? Is the village under attack? She says, no, it's something with you-know-who. As they said, oh, what's going on? As basically she explains to them while putting like a sound barrier. Because Naruto, he taught them a little bit of sound to cancel out sound from inside of them so they can't hear anything. And basically, like, the whole Team 7 thought that they could hear him, but they couldn't. So basically, that happens, and they're like, okay, then we won't go to him for the next, 3 months. Because now we're extending it to a year now. We're extending it to a year now. Like I said, I'm pushing back events like a long time back. Like Naruto, by the time he's done with his training, he's gonna be at least 22. Alright, he's gonna be 22. As his eyes are pushing, and then the eyes start getting this pattern, with the same pattern with these in it. As then, not only that, but each tomoe, they no longer have the yin and yang symbol. Each eye, it turns into this. Each tomoe turns into this. Each tomoe turns into this, but the spell in the middle, that black spell, that black color in the middle, like the black in the middle, like basically the black pattern, it turns into this, but black. It basically turns into this, as basically then, it has this pattern, as then there's one side, like there's the yin and yang symbol, and then the eyes, like the background color, like the whole galaxy color, it changes. One side of it, it's kind of like the yin and yang symbol. One side is a darker shade, and the other side is a brighter shade. As Naruto infuses even more inside of it, even more. As Naruto, he then unconsciously summons his Susanoo, trying to make it relieve even a little bit. As Naruto, he's doing it even more. As he's pushing himself, as then his shadow clones are pushing themselves as well. Like the ones that are doing physical training are pushing themselves even more, putting more gravity, weight on themselves, so that they can give Naruto even more endurance. Because they need to strengthen the main body so he can endure it. The main body, it's basically the third eye. It's burning. His brain is burning. It's not overheating or anything. It's just has this flame, this color, this golden flame around it. As Naruto, his hair is flowing upwards, because Naruto, he hasn't cut his hair. His hair is kind of like Madara's hair. Like, now it's the same length as Madara and Hashirama's hair, and a little bit longer. His hair actually reaches down to his knees, as his hair is now flowing upwards a lot, as a matter of fact. As his Susanoo, it's actually getting darker, to the point where it's pitch black, like a black hole. As Naruto, he then thought he'd never have to use this technique. It was a quicker technique for sucking in things like chi and stuff like that, because he actually created it himself. As Naruto, his core, he makes it like not a vortex or anything, but a black hole to suck in things. Now, the suction speed of things like chi, ki, and stuff like that are at infinite speeds. As Naruto, his body is getting overwhelmed by amount of chakra, and the hands can't keep up. As Naruto, he says, ah! As he grows arms like crazy. He's growing infinite to arms. The arms are growing arms on them that are growing arms, as basically those arms are just stranding. As a matter of fact, the fingers have hands on them, just stranding things, making it easier for Naruto. And they're doing it at high speeds as well. As then, the pattern, it finally goes onto the eye. As Naruto, the eye still won't open. As Naruto, he uses more chakra. Like the amount of like Naruto, he now has infinite clones around him, so he has to continuously put in charge chakra for this to work. As Naruto is just doing that. And it's Naruto, he does that. As Naruto, he stays still, like the eye finally opens. As Naruto, he makes more clones to do that same technique. He has infinite clones doing that same technique with and they're doing it with the Susanoo. And his Susanoo actually gains the eyes and that third eye as well. As Naruto, he's making it even more. He's making it stronger by activating his chakra cloak as well. On the back is actually the eye. This eye, but evolve like it did. As Naruto, he's taking in a lot and a lot and a lot of chakra. He also activated Sage mode as well. He has the Snake Sage, the Slug Sage, and the Toad Sage mode as well. As he has the Toad Sage mode, the one with that's kind of like that's at the back of his eyes, and then there's the one that, and then there's the Snake Sage mode that's in the front, the corner of the eyes, and then there's the Slug Sage mode with the mark on the forehead. Naruto's mark on the forehead is actually really special. It's actually a lotus. Hold on. So yeah, this is the mark that's on Naruto's head. As you can see on the bottom, we have the sun. Well, the moon, basically. Naruto has the moon and sun seal, but it's different. It's differently. And actually, the one you see on the bottom are actually like the eclipse, basically. So yeah, that represents the sun. The one in the middle is the sun. So yeah, so Naruto has the moon and sun seal, but it's not on his hands. This time it's on his head. And it's basically, he forces a hell ton of chakra. Basically, he's seeping in like almost all the chakra. Like every time he receives chakra, he's basically sending it to his brain and his eye. Alright, so at this point, all of his infinite, endless chakra is being sent to, well, his brain and his, well, eye. As basically the eye, it finally opens. But before that, an uncommon thing occurs. On the back of Naruto's back grows this. Alright, on Naruto's back, it shows this, basically in a circle. Not circle, like there's a big circle, like it's a big circle on the back where his chest would be. And then as it goes down, there's smaller circles, basically showing a star, basically. So for the number of stars you see up there, like the stars that you can actually see, so basically star number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's seven circles, one smaller than the one before it, on top of it actually. So yeah, so that happens is Naruto, he does that, and so does his Susanoo. His Susanoo gets it too, but instead his Susanoo has a black and green ones. As Naruto, he just stays there. Naruto just stays there in bad position, his eyes and stuff like that. Naruto just brainless, and he stays like that for a whole week. And then all of a sudden, this bright rainbow light shines upon Naruto, and his clones are looking at it. As Naruto, this like not only Naruto but his Susanoo as well. This golden light appears around them. As Naruto, he finally gained enlightenment to the move, as he finally mastered it. He is that's what you'd call mastery, the pinnacle of his own move. He's mastered it. He's mastered everything about that specific dojutsu. So, yeah. As Naruto, he masters it. He decides that he wants to try moving. He tries moving it and moving some more and then some more, as then he can keep it active while moving. As he's mastered it, he says this is the pinnacle of it all. As basically on Naruto's hand, his left hand has the moon seal, his right hand has which hand did Naruto, his left hand has the sun seal and his right hand has the moon seal. As in the middle, like in his chest, basically where his in his chest, right? Middle of it, there's a little circle where one half is, well, light and one half is dark, simplifying the sun and moon seal. The left side is dark, the right side is light, which means they're both unities. So Naruto, he gets up, like take in mind, he says, alright, back to the daily grind. As Naruto, he puts the hands back. The hands, they actually fall out of his back and they just die off. And turn into, well, chakra that goes back into Naruto's body. And Naruto, he notices he's in his Susanoo form and he thinks, I want to be outside, but not inside my Susanoo. So Naruto, he tries to get out of his Susanoo, but he can't. So Naruto, he literally experiments for the next manillion years just to do it. Like, he's been practicing, literally forcing himself to master it. As then Naruto, he finally masters it and gets out, and the Susanoo can move on its own without it. Because Naruto, he put his brain is basically working perfectly fine with it. As Naruto says, finally it worked. As then his shadow clones can do it too. As then he then does something that you would not expect a normal person in Naruto to be doing. Naruto, he fuses ki, chi, and ki, chi, qi, ki, and chakra together, and he uses QI's ability to manipulate reality to basically form a human body for the Susanoo. The Susanoo has a human body now, but the armor is surrounding it, as it basically starts doing jutsus and stuff like that, as it goes through the same thing that Naruto does in the human body, and the human body does that too. But then the Susanoo basically fuses it, making the Susanoo a living body itself, and the human body no longer exists. It's just the soul inside of, well, the body itself, as then the Susanoo creates a Susanoo, and this basically happens as that Susanoo creates Susanoo that creates a Susanoo that creates a Susanoo. So basically, it basically works like that. As Naruto, he has a Susanoo that could absolutely destroy the world itself. It's possibly the size of infinity itself. As basically, Naruto basically studies the jutsus with them as well, making it even better. As Naruto, he's thinking, I need to make bigger shadow clones. Naruto, he's putting a lot of jutsus in his shadow clones, as he's making them bigger and bigger. As then, that's how he does it. And for the remainder of the year, now we skip to 3 months after Naruto's friends, well, left the village. Tsunade became Hokage and stuff like that, and Danzo was killed by Sasuke already, so yeah. And Kinoto, he tried going after Sasuke for Sakura's sake. So basically everything Naruto did for Sakura, Kinoto did it. And Kushi, she doesn't really like Sakura. Yeah, she doesn't like Sakura. She doesn't like Sakura at all. Like, she hates Sakura. Like, the hate she has for Sakura is a lot. Like, she has a lot of hate for Sakura. Like, she has massive amounts of hate for Sakura. And yeah, that's basically how it works. So, Naruto, he does that. And while he's training, they had the Kage summits, but this time without just Tsunade, but the fourth Hokage, Minato, as well. So yeah, Minato was involved in it this time. So basically, it worked like that. So yeah. So while that happens, yeah, you really thought. Must have been smoking the wrong pack if you really thought you was gonna get me. Stupid. So, Naruto, he masters his jutsus like a boss. He masters his jutsus like a boss. Damn. So, yeah. So then like the whole thing with the whole declaring war and stuff like that happens, and Naruto, he doesn't need Kamui because this man's Naruto can just teleport itself, because like I said, Naruto don't need to make hand signs just to do jutsus. This man, it's like natural for him. He's like an elf in the world of Naruto. Elves, like, if you don't understand what the reference is, elves, when it comes to magic, like, magic works perfectly for them. Like, their body is practically made for absorbing magic itself. They can take original magic from the world itself, like the world's magic, not like magic provided by the world. No, like the whole, like the source, like the world itself, like the source from the world, like the source of mana. They get it right from the source. So that's how it is for Naruto. So Naruto, he masters it. He masters it like a pro. So basically, the Susanos are getting bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies, and he started layering the Susanos armor, not making it heavier, but making it tougher. So he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So yeah. So as Naruto becomes big body, you really thought I was gonna catch you? Stupid. Oh, you trying to catch me? So that happens. And yeah. So, and then it comes the war. Naruto, it's been 2 years, alright? It's been 2 years. Alright, like I said, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. They said the next year to get prepared for the war. It's been 2 years. Is Naruto, this is just like a month before when Gaara is basically gathering up the whole, like this is when like the whole fight has gotten to its climax with like with the whole seals and stuff like that is happening, but like when Sasuke arrives. So basically Naruto, he finally gets out. Naruto's stretching. Naruto says, finally done. That was too long. So Naruto, he has knowledge of other worlds as well, with the ability of Ki. Cause Naruto, he don't play that. So yeah. So yeah, that happens. So Alright, I should stop. I'm getting distracted real quick. I just wanted to have a moment of silence just to watch the video, but yeah, I was doing some retarded shit. I really shouldn't be doing this. Oh my god. But anyways, so yeah, it's about the fight where Madara is about to become an Otsutsuki, as basically like Naruto, he just got a seclusion. Tamari was actually waiting for him because Gaara said when he comes out, because Naruto said that he was gonna come out now. So basically Naruto, he still has the third eye open and stuff like that, the whole mark, and he's shirtless right now. So you know, Naruto, he no longer have 6 packs. This man's Naruto has 12 pack, and yeah, so Naruto, he got the whole seal on his arm and stuff like that. And basically on his like left arm there was this basic like this line or arrows. Basically there was this black, like his left hand, black arrows pointing, like continuously pointing to that left side of his chest, and the same with the right, but with the light color. As Naruto, he comes out, he's walking around the village, there's a lot of people missing. What's going on? As Tamari, she finally sees Naruto, and she runs to Naruto, and she says, Naruto! As basically she runs into his arms, Naruto catches her, they do a passionate kiss before she remembers what she was there for, as basically she explains the situation, as Naruto says, interesting, this will be fun, but I have to eat first. So Naruto, he pulled up to the shop, he saw that the ramen god was there. Like, the ramen god was there. He was cooking that food like shit. who's cooking food? Cause like let's just say like some people of the Hidden Leaf decided to evacuate to the Sand Village, so which means Ichiraku Ramen guy and the ramen guy of the Hidden Leaf Village, basically they're in the Sand Village. So Naruto, he usually goes to Ichiraku Ramen every time that he's out of the village, as basically he always goes out the village just to eat Ichiraku Ramen. So he goes to Ichiraku Ramen. Ichiraku Ramen guy, he's eating, like he's feeding Naruto. He gave Naruto, like Naruto, he has a lot of money. So Naruto said, give me 20 bowls of ramen. Yo, son, line them shits up real quick. The top row 10, bottom row 10. Naruto, he slurped that shit up real good. He paid. He was like, that was nice. He just slapped that belly of his, reducing that fat, bro. And then he went, he grabbed his gear, you see in the picture. Like, they were in the space and time zone. As Naruto, he grabbed that with the staff and stuff like that, and he reinforced them, and he reinforced everything with ki, chi, nen, and stuff like that. As Naruto says, whew, this is gonna be nice. Like, Sasuke is gonna still get the moon mark, but Naruto already has the sun and moon mark. Like, he forcibly got them. Like, he forcibly got them. Like, Naruto, like, he legitimately has the negative side and the positive side. So Naruto forcefully got them. So, yeah. So, Naruto, he's walking with Temari as he says, alright, I think it's time we go. And as Temari says, but we're not gonna make it in time. We're not that fast. As Naruto says, yeah, don't worry about that. As Naruto, he summons that Susanoo. Like, he summons the Susanoo, as then he just walks out the Susanoo, as he says, Susanoo, pick her up. As Susanoo picks her up, and they just fly off. As she says, but wait, what about Naruto? As she hears a voice in her head, and that's Susanoo, and the Susanoo says, don't worry, man, Master will come real soon. As just let him take his time. As she says, who are you? As she explains that he's Susanoo and stuff like that, because I said Susanoo has a mind of its own now. As she says, oh, okay, as basically it gets there, and Susanoo deactivates, as basically she watches, like, from afar, as Naruto, he's like, alrighty then. Naruto, he's basically watching from afar with his space jutsu, and basically, he sees that Kushin and, Kinato are basically just getting their shit worked with Sasuke and Sakura, and Sai and Kakashi. And it's basically, he's just watching it unfold, and he's like, damn, who knew Hidden Leaf niggas was so weak? And then, he says, I'm glad I left anyways. As Naruto, he just teleports there. As, you know, he's looking around. As he then yells, you guys are so weak! As then everybody turns around to look at Naruto, and Madara looks up to see Naruto as well on a mountain. As then Gaara, he smirks. As then Kankuro yells, finally! He's here! As everybody's wondering to themselves, who is he? As the sand village ninjas are there, as says, hooray, we're saved! As everybody's wondering who is he, as basically Gaara, he basically says, Madara Uchiha, you claim to be the strongest shinobi. Well then, let me introduce you to the next god of shinobi, who is now currently known as the god of the Sand Village and the thief of the sand. As Gaara says, oh, interesting indeed. As basically Madara gets into a fight, he stands thinking he has a chance. Naruto, he cracks his neck, yawns, and he appears in front of Madara, slaps Madara, sends Madara flying to the side. He turns around and says, alright, come at me. As Madara, he basically charges at Naruto out of rage, since Naruto just like bitch slapped him all the way to the wall. Like that shit, that shit hurt. That slap hurt. Like, it didn't hurt as much as Naruto should have made it hurt, but still it hurt. As he's just charging at Naruto, throwing punches left and right, kicks and stuff like that. Naruto's just dodging all of them. Like, bro, this is big body work right here. It's like Naruto, he's taking this in like a pro. Cause like Naruto, he got nothing to fear. Like shit, Naruto got nothing to fear. So basically, that's how it's working with Naruto. So yeah, that happens, and so yeah, so oh, I like this. Wash me. Alright, that was overkill. But anyways, so yeah, he's throwing kicks left and right. Madara goes easy on. He thinks that he's giving Naruto a run for his money, because Naruto, he fake sweating right now. Naruto fake sweating. Madara says, "Ha! God of Shinobi, huh? Weak." As then Madara hits Naruto with the this is not even my full strength. As Madara, he does the same thing he did to the Shinobi Alliance. Sun legit threw the meteor down. As Madara thinking, ha, it's over. As everybody says, no, not the meteor, because they couldn't defeat it before and they think that they could do it now. As Naruto says, weak, as he just snaps, as immediately the meteor stops in midair. As Madara's like, what's going on? That's what he's thinking in his head. And then immediately just slice marks, like infinites of slice marks appear on the meteor, as basically the meteor just falls down like dust, hitting the ground, making a mountain of dust. As then a gust of wind just blows it away. As Madara says, what? Impossible. As Madara, he does the same thing again, and the same thing happens again. As Naruto says, bro, you're weak. Can you stop? As then Madara says, nah, as he activates his perfect Susanoo, as he says, ha, my perfect Susanoo. As Naruto says, yes, it's perfect, but is it mastered? As Madara says, what? Of course it's mastered, it's perfect. As Naruto says, yeah, perfect, huh? Let's see how that works. As Naruto, son Naruto, he disrespected Madara's whole career. And like Madara noticed Naruto's eyes, and he says, what? Impossible. What type of jujitsu is it? Like, he never noticed the third eye or anything like that. As Naruto this aura surrounds him as he creates a Susanoo and basically looks like that. Like Madara is about to like take in the Ghetto Mazo statue. As basically Madara says, what is that? As Naruto says, well, you said perfect Susanoo. I showed you mastered Susanoo. Get on my level. As Madara says, impossible. As Naruto says, yeah, it is impossible. Well, for you that is. So, basically, Naruto, he does that. And he's getting stronger. Really strong at that. As basically, Madara says, this is not even my full strength. As Naruto says, oh. As like Madara's Susanoo tries to throw a punch, as Naruto says, wait, you stupid. As Naruto just jumps out the Susanoo and he says, alright, you can go now. As basically, Susanoo tries to do big body moves and, attack Naruto. But little did he know, Susanoo don't play that. Susanoo beat the living crap out of Madara's Susanoo. Like, legitimately. Like, his Susanoo respectfully beat its ass. Like, he respectfully beat Madara's ass like there was no tomorrow. So yeah, that's basically how it worked. So Madara got the living boop bop beep bop boop beat out of him. As he says, "This is not even my full power." As Naruto says, "Oh yeah? What's your full power?" As he says, "Let me absorb the Ghetto Mazo statue." So Naruto says, "Yeah, sure, whatever." As he does that, as Madara absorbs it, and immediately he gets backstabbed. As Naruto says, "Ooh, backstab. That's crazy. That's not good. That's not good." Ooh. As Madara starts turning into Kaguya, he says, "Oh, a new one. Who are you?" As Kaguya says, "I am Kaguya Otsutsuki." So Naruto says, "Oh, that's cool." So yeah. So Naruto, he beats Kaguya. Like, he doesn't do it like immediately. No. Naruto takes his time. Naruto takes his time. He takes his time beating Kaguya. Cause Naruto, he don't have time to look. He don't have time to do this with people like Kaguya. He takes his time. Kaguya tries to use the ash bones, but she fails. All right, I'm just gonna say this now. She fails. She fails to use the ash bones. Like, the ash bones don't even hurt him, or more exact, they don't even get past his skin. Cause Naruto, he a little too big body for that. Like, literally, he is a literally too big body for that to happen. So Naruto does what any other person would do, and that is, well, wait. He lets her try her hardest. Like, he let her try her hardest, but she could not beat him. She could not. So she's trying and trying and trying, and she's getting really frustrated by this, to the point where she starts absorbing all the chakra in the air. To the point where she sucks up Naruto's chakra, as Naruto feels his chakra being taken. As Kaguya says, more. So Naruto says, alright, as he goes to Kaguya, he's in front of her face now, Kaguya, with that third eye looking at Naruto. He says, "Oh, you think this is a regular stare down? Oh, nah." It's Naruto, his third eye opens. Kaguya is shocked, as basically everybody's shocked. So is Sasuke and friends and stuff. His siblings, like, Naruto did not say his name or anything. They just know that he's a powerful person. And how come they never, well, seen a person like that in the Hidden Sand Village? As Sakura says, "Wait, that must be the guy that was training in the Sand Village." As Kakashi says, "Yes, that could be him." So, yeah. Basically, the third eye opens, and basically they're having a stare off, as Naruto basically puts his hand on Kaguya's chest, and Kaguya blushes. As Naruto says, "Ooh, my bad, you got this all wrong." As basically, he pumps a lot of chakra into her. Maybe a lot, by a lot I mean too much chakra into her, to the point where she actually passes out instead of explodes, because Naruto put a seal on her. Like, he put both hands, right? He put both hands on both breasts. Alright, that's how it works. As basically, he didn't just seal her in the moon. No. He sealed away her ability to explode from taking in too much chakra. As Naruto, basically, she passes out from too much chakra. As Naruto says, "Okay, I'm taking her. She's my slave now." As basically, he takes her and they leave. As basically, Sasuke says, "Hold on, who are you?" As Naruto says, "I don't know. That's the fourth Hokage that." As Minato knows nothing about this man. He knows nothing about this man. He doesn't know who Naruto is, because he forgot about Naruto. As Kushin, immediately seeing Naruto, she has this feeling that he's familiar, as she runs to him, as she says, "Naruto?" As Naruto, he turns around, as he flies down to Kushin, as he touches her face, as he smiles and says, "Hey, Kushin, long time no see." As Kushin, she grabs hold of his hand and cries. And she says, "Why did you leave?" As Naruto says, "Ask Dad." As she don't know what he's talking about. No, I'm getting rocked. No. But anyways, so yeah, he takes Kaguya. He puts chains around her. Like everybody noticed that Naruto wasn't doing no hand signs or anything like that. That's how far he advanced. And Kakashi, he's like, hey, what type of jutsus did you use? Naruto says, don't worry about that. As he just goes off after saying hi to Kushin, and basically he runs off. As Minato says, damn weakling, who made you think that you're the strongest? As Naruto says, nobody made me think that. I know that I'm the strongest. Get on my level, little brother. As basically, Minato is pissed by this. Like, he is pissed. He is pissed. Like, really pissed. As then Naruto leaves, as the Kages try to stop him and said, hey, wait, you there. Except for Gaara. And Naruto, he turns around and says, Gaara, tell him not to talk to me. I don't want to see any of them, especially not the fourth Hokage. And if I ever see him in front of me, I'll kill him. As Gaara says, yeah, I understand why anyways. As basically, Minato's wondering what did he do, or he doesn't know what's going on. So Naruto just goes off. As he goes back to the village, basically, until everybody gets back, Naruto's just eating ramen. Like, Naruto, what he did on his way back, Naruto, he sent out Shadow Clone Susanos to get all the ingredients for them to make the ramen. Like, man's Naruto legitimately got them ingredients. Like, a whole millions of years worth, as he put space-time jutsus around them to make it so that the ingredients go faster, and there's a connection space-time jutsu with them that transports it immediately. It's basically they're making ramen on 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 ramen for Naruto. Like, Naruto, he's just eating ramen. And Naruto, he doesn't have to pay because he's getting them the materials. He's getting them the supplies that they need to make the ramen, so he doesn't have to pay. So, yeah. So Naruto, he's just eating ramen to the point where the whole ramen shop is actually filled, and they have to start filling up the whole, town. To the point where when everybody gets back a month later, they just see, the whole Sand Village just sees that there's bowls everywhere. As Gaara says, God damn it, Naruto! As Naruto, he's eating ramen at this time, he says, oh, they're back. As he just teleports in, he's eating ramen. He says, yeah, what's up, Gaara? As Gaara says, look at this. As Naruto looks around, he says, oh. As he snaps and they all disappear. As he says, well, never mind then. Problem solved. Continue what you was doing, everybody. As they was like, okay, sir. So, yeah. That's how it happened. And basically, Kushin hates her dad and stuff like that. And yeah. So, basically, like, Minato has been trying to talk to Kushin, and Kushin finally spilled the beans, like, why did you make Naruto leave? Why did you make him feel neglected and shit like that? Because she noticed that, and then she finally realized, oh shit, they neglected Naruto for no apparent reason. As they said, how did they know that? Because she says, that's because that was Naruto there, you dumbasses. And basically, parents thinking, we have to make it up to him, we go into the Sand Village. As they go to the Sand Village, but Naruto, he's in his training place. As they try to talk to Naruto, but Gaara says, oh no, he's not here, he's training. Goodbye. As they said, as they barge in, see Naruto's training place, and Minato was hit with his inferior space-time jutsu, tries to get into Naruto's space-time jutsu, as he gets in a little bit, but he gets slapped out. like what? Naruto slapped the living that nigga. Naruto says, oh, fine. As he personally goes outside and says, what do you want? As Kushina and Minato try to make it up to Naruto. Naruto says, yeah, bye. Yeah, I don't want to see you. Now, we skip to Kaguya, who finally wakes up after, like, that whole 2 months. As then she tries to attack, but she notices, oh, shit, I can't use chakra. So she's basically a regular living human being. As then Naruto says, oh, you're here. As she's basically blushing, because Naruto has no shirt on, and so is Temari. As Temari notices this, as she grabs Kaguya, and they just have a brief chat for a whole minute, talking about sharing him. Kaguya was like, sure. So, Like, she was contemplating whether she should get with Naruto because she has a husband. She never stopped loving him, but then she had a feeling that her husband was feeling happy for her because she felt love again. So yeah, so that happened, and so they became a thing. They each had 2 kids with Naruto in the future. Naruto did not think of being a Kage or anything like that. Gaara became Kage. He stayed Kage for like the rest of eternity and stuff like that. So yeah, and so did Kakuro's family. So they just watched the world evolve as it evolved. So yeah, Naruto met Hagoromo, the Tail Beast. He got acquainted with them. They became friends, stuff like that. So Naruto became stronger and stronger. He kept Kushin alive and Minato's family alive because, well, I don't know. He just felt bored and was like, okay, I want to see the chaos in this world. So yeah, that happened. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus What Ifs out. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed part 2, the final part of What If Naruto Was Neglected. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.